Up, y'all? So this is a video on hygiene, right? So I'm just gonna give y'all a tutorial for anybody who might not have had good teaching and stuff. Part right? If you trying to get married, if you want a girlfriend, if you want friends, if you want right to be a leader and stuff, your hygiene can't be jacked up, right? Like hood, but that would make the situation better. It'd probably make it worse, right? So I'm gonna take y'all through my morning routine. Cause look, my hygiene used to be trash, and now it's better, right? Okay, so cause I pray to ask God to give me wisdom on and have better hygiene, right? So typical day, I wake up like this. Thank Jesus, and we ain't gotta go through all the stuff I do in the morning, but I right make my bed. Then sometimes I make my bed. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm gonna keep 100 with y'all, right? Then what you want to do is you want to brush your teeth. That's what you want to start with, right? Me, I used to have hot breath, bro. Right? So here's how you brush your teeth, right? Cause you might be brushing it wrong too. Listen, yeah, there's a chance you might be brushing it wrong, bro. Where my toothpaste at? Where the toothpaste? Oh, here we go. So here's how you brush your teeth, right? You put the toothpaste, boop, right? That's about enough, right? Yeah. Right? Okay. So I'm back. So I had to handle it. So, right? This is about enough, right? I mean, right? That's about enough, right? And what you're going to do is turn on electric toothbrushes. I find out better, right? You're going to turn on. Then you're going to go like this. Now, look. I already brushed my teeth, right? But it's not that simple, right? You got to put it 45 degrees, right? You see where the tooth meets the gum right there, where the tooth like connects to the gum at the bottom of the tooth. That's what the dentist told me. You're supposed to put the toothbrush on, and you're not just supposed to put it on like this. You're supposed to tilt it like that, and you're supposed to be hitting. This is what the dentist told me. You're supposed to be hitting that part where the tooth and the gum connect with this part of the toothbrush, not the side, the edge, right? Does that make sense? So this is what's supposed to look like. And you want to get all around the inside, the outside, up and down, right? And you want to go for 2 minutes, right? Then when you do all that, right? What I like to do is, right, I spit it out, then I rinse, right? And look, I'm making this video to help people, right? Then, right, I get a tongue cleaner, right? These are this is that right. This is important, right? I'm not saying you're gonna have stink breath if you don't got this all the time. But if you want the French breath, get this joint, right? You're gonna go like this, right? Let me put it over here. You're gonna go like this. This might be a little nasty, but brace yourself. You go like this, right? You're gonna rinse it off. You're gonna do that a couple times. If you if you usually don't use the tongue cleaner, right? I'm here to break it to you. The first time you do this, it's gonna be like yellow. It's gonna look nasty, right? Cause that's how much bacterial mucus has been sitting on your tongue because you ain't been using it, right? Now, if you've been brushing your tongue, right, that help a little bit, but it's good to do both. I like doing both. So I use the tongue cleaner, then I get my toothbrush, right? and then I get my toothbrush and I put a little bit on it and I go like that. Right, and get the tongue right. You don't get it right. When you brush it, I like getting all around it because you can't really get under it with the tongue cleaner, right? Okay, and then after I do that, the top of your mouth too. I brush that for a little bit, right? Just a little bit, and then I usually brush my lips, right, for a little bit. Corey, why do you brush your lips? Because in my opinion, the dentist didn't say I had that to tell me to do that. But I found out when I do that, it helps my lips not like it helps my lips exfoliate. So that's optional, right? But I mean, your lips be probably stinking too, right? Because you've been. So just give it a little bit, right? A little rinse, a little brush. Then after that, right, I'll probably hop in the shower, right? Now sometimes I shower at night, so I don't. So if you shower at night, then you probably ain't gonna shower in the morning. You could shower in the morning if you want to again. It's up to you, right? So after I do that, I usually what I first do is, ooh, where's my deodorant? Where's my deodorant? Where's my deodorant? I don't have the one I'm using right now on me, but I put on deodorant, right? You can use, and look, here's the tip. I'd say every month and a half, try to switch deodorants. Nobody told me that. And I looked it up because one time I traveled somewhere. Hold on, let me charge my phone so it don't die. Hold on. One time I traveled somewhere and I bought a different deodorant, right? I'm pretty sure for some reason. And then I used it and then I started realizing, oh shoot, because I did that a couple times. And I started realizing, like I said, that's optional. Some people you can use the same one. But if you find that your deodorant's not really doing the best job, try switching every month and a half. And you'll start realizing maybe that's the answer. It was the answer for me, right? So you could, this is a good one. This is a good one. If you don't know which ones to get, this is a good one. This is a good one. These are the ones that work for me, right? I've used this one. And I don't have it with me, but also Old Spice. Oh yeah, I forgot. This right after you brush. This right here. And it this brand, right? Now I'm not trying to advertise nothing. But this right here, this came out like like 5, 10, 7 years ago. Before I was using this, when this came out, it saved me. I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. It saved me, right? Now, I'm not saying I can't have good breath without this, but this right here, and you can get any flavor, right? So after you do the toothbrush routine, actually do this before you do the deodorant, right? Right, hit it like this, right? You don't need too much, right? And then just. 30 seconds, right? And you want to do the toothbrush routine, the whole thing. The brushing, the tongue cleaner, the mouthwash, all that stuff. You want to do that in the morning and at night. Now, like I said, this is the key right here. If you want, this is the key. Out of all these, Like I said, brushing is important. This is just as important, right? If you want it, but at least for me, for me, right? Cause you do this, right? At least for me, I do this, and then after an hour, my stuff be still kind of iffy, right? You throw this with it, no, and then in the morning only in the morning, floss, right? This is important too. I learned all this stuff later in my life, right? So here's how you floss, right? Because a lot of people don't know how to floss correctly, right? So what you do is I recommend getting these, right? Then you want to go in between your two teeth, right? Y'all know how to do that part, right? And it's not that easy. You don't just go up and go down, right? Now you could, but it's not gonna get the job done as well as if you do it the right way. The dentist also told me you're supposed to go up. They're supposed to go to the left and then to the right. Cause do you see how your tooth? Let's just use the middle one for example. You see how you can go up, right? And then you can go to the left. You see that? Then you can go to the left, right? And go over there. Then you can go to the right and go over there, right? Cause it's like this. Cause your gum goes like this. It's like a, right? It's like a V kind of, right? So you gotta go up. Then you gotta go to the left part. Then you gotta go to the right part. So it should look like this. And then go back down. And then go back down. And then boom, and pull it out, right? I don't think I can explain that any better. So, right? Do that in the morning, right? If you never floss, right? And let's say you've never been to the dentist either. Uh-oh. The first time you floss, I'm telling you, you gonna pull out all types of... You gonna pull out steak from 4 years ago. You gonna be thinking in your head, scratch your head like, when the last time I've even eaten steak? That might be the reason why your breath be stank too. And like I said, I'm making this video because I didn't really have people to tell me all the details that when I prayed to God and asked him to help me with my hygiene, that I got. Through dentists, through videos, through, like I said, like the deodorant tips I'm telling you, I had to learn that just off of just like experience, right? So hopefully you don't gotta go through all that, right? Now, if you got like a little afro like me, then get you a comb, right? Right? Look, 1 Samuel, I think it's 6:17 or 7:16. I think it's 6:17, right? States, God does not look at man the way men look at men. It basically says man looks at the what? Outward appearance, and the Lord looks at the what? Heart. So it's inevitable, right? That most people are gonna first judge you off of what you look like on the outside, right? I had to learn that the hard way. I did. You don't want to really. So there's some things that's hard to accept. That's one of the things that's hard to accept that I had to really accept over time, right? Right? So right, get you if you Caucasian, then get you y'all use combs, right? Like a different type of comb. Get you a comb, right? It will help you. I'm not saying that guys gonna love you more if you look good, but like I said, you gotta understand you're dealing with humans, right? Don't be surprised if you start if you start taking these tips that I'm giving you on the video, and doing all this hygiene stuff, smell good, and right, and maybe even don't be surprised. Let me stop, right? I'm not even gonna say all that, right? Okay. Now, oh yeah, if you're dark skinned, lotion is always a good option. You don't want to go to school. I've gone to school plenty of times with ashy kneecaps, ashy ankles, ashy elbows, and it was bad, right? Like I said, I didn't really have nobody to put this video like this in front of me, right? Okay. Okay. And then what you want, if your I clip my nails today, right? You see that? That's how they're supposed to look. Yeah, if your stuff is out here, bro. I knew somebody who didn't like clipping their toenails, and their toenails started curling in, bro, like curly fries, and curling in and coming back into their toe, bro. It was to the point where I'm pretty sure the dude started getting insecure about his feet, bro, and it was hard to look at when he go to the beach. It'd be a hard sight. It'd be a what it be saying? It was right. It was interesting to say the least, right? Um, Now this is important too. Chapstick. Cause your lips, ooh, my lips used to be, ooh, my lips used to be so chapped, they used to start bleeding, bro. You ever get that crack in the middle of your lip when it's cold outside? My stuff used to be like that a lot, right? Get you some, and look, I got the spearmint flavor, right? I've never used this flavor, but we gonna see it. Maybe this is the key right here. GC gave me the key. GC gave me the key. GC gave me the key. Ooh. I smell good too. Oh yeah, now if I have a girlfriend, she gonna wanna right? She gonna wanna say how I do. If I'm moving like this, right? But if I'm over here coming to her with the dang dragon breath, hey baby, lips chapped, ain't put on no deodorant. Let me stop. Fingernails coming all the way up here looking like I'm a girl or something, right? But it ain't no manicure, right? You need a manicure. Oh my god. You do, right? Anyways, all right. Now I'm gonna give you a shaving tutorial. If you're Caucasian, right? I don't know what y'all use. I think y'all use lotion too, right? But for dark skinned people, if you do, that's like important. If you don't use, right? Oh yeah. So clip your fingernails and toenails. Don't do too much to where cause you can do too much and hurt yourself and actually make your hands like. So don't do too much. It should be like this length, right? And that's actually like cutting it very close, right? Okay. I'm trying to help somebody, right? Okay, so now this is gonna be the shaving part. Because I'm here to break it. I don't know if I should say this, but I don't know. If you want the clean shaven look, which, in my opinion, if you're dark skinned in this country, I found that having the clean shaven look makes you look more, it's sad, but it's true. A little bit less like if you got a long beard, like I used to have a long beard, like a big old long beard. And I feel like people assumed I was like really poor because I kind of like looked like, to people who are ignorant, right? Which is a lot of people. So I'm just saying, maybe the clean shaven look would look better for you, dark skinned boy, in this country. Now I'm not saying if you have a beard you look ugly or I'm just saying, right? And just take that into account. The Obama look, he was the president, right? First dark skinned president. You see what look he was rocking, right? The clean shaven, and he right? Now I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you have a beard, you ugly, or that people gonna think you poor, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, I recommend maybe you should get the clean shaven look if you're a dark skinned kid, right? In his late teens or 20s, right? Now that's up to you, and that's between you and God. You do what God's leading you to do. Okay. So to shave, right? You want to get shaving cream. All right, I'm back. You want to get shaving cream? What percent am I? I don't want to die. All right, 7. We good. So if you don't have real like Gillette shaving cream or something, you can use conditioner. If you have conditioner, you can use conditioner. Now here's what you do. You put water on your face, right? Right? Then you put water on your on the thing, right? Make sure you ain't get a dull blade, right? If your blade needs to be changed, look, usually they have stuff like this, right? If you're looking at your blade, and usually you can tell if your blade is dull by if the little, you see that little part right, the blue part? If that thing starts fading, right, white, that usually means that is close to, that you've used a lot. And if it starts getting, because when you first use a new blade, you're going to find that it's really smooth, right? So if it starts getting not as smooth and you're looking at a thing and it's fading and stuff, maybe you need to replace, get the next one, right? Okay. Now I'm pretty sure I do that the right way. Make sure it's the right way, right? I think I might have did that the wrong way. Now don't do what I'm doing right now. Let me not even do that, right? Because you don't want to mess with blades with your hand, right? So put it down and then, right? Ooh, I think that's better. Oh, the same way. Hold on. Hold up. Let me try this way. Walk this way. Walk this way. Walk this way. Walk this way. Okay, that's better. Is that better? No, that was the wrong way. Talk this way. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So you're going to put these on here, right? It should look like this, right? You're going to put it on there, right? You can do one place at a time, right? Then you're going, right? Like I said, you want the blade to be wet, then you're going to go like this, right? Gentle. Matter of fact, put a little bit more, right? Gentle, right? You can cut yourself if you don't do this correctly, right? Yeah. You see that? That's hair, right? That means I'm doing it right, right? Right? And then, right? You're going to go. And you want to rinse it off every time you got, because you don't want to just keep using it. You want to rinse it off after you go all the way down. That's what I do, right? Now I'm looking in the phone, but I'm gonna look in the mirror, right? Because you want to typically look in the mirror, right? So let me see if I did a good job. Yeah. Then you might have to run over it a little bit more. Be gentle. This is very important. You know, fruit of the spirit is gentle, right? Be gentle with this stuff. Do not just be like, because you're going to cut yourself real bad, bro. I've cut myself going a little bit too fast. I have. All right, and then I'm going to do the whole left side of my face, right? And put more conditioner. You want to put more? Put it on the bottom. Let me go down here. Ooh. Put on the bottom. Okay, when you do your neck, you got to be gentle too, right? And it's very important that your blade is wet because it makes it go smoother, right? And you can like, right? You'll get a hang of it. You do anything for a long time, you'll start getting good at it, right? You see that time I didn't rinse it after every time because you don't have to rinse it after every time. Just rinse it with, right? Rinse it when there's a lot of hair that starts building up, right? And then you're gonna go like this, right? I'm gonna get the chin now, right? Chinny chin chin. You see that was a little rough, right? So I'm gonna put a little more conditioner. Get my blade wet, and then I'm finna write. There you go. Now, if you have a parent, I recommend you let them watch you do this the first time. Don't just do this on your own. Now, if you ain't got no parent, find somebody else who's shaved before to watch you, like FaceTime or do something, right? To give you now. Sometimes you gotta make sure it's a man of God, right? Most of the time, it don't gotta be. But ideally, you want to take advice from Christians, right? Real Christians. That's with anything, right? You want to take advice from God, yeah. I even recommend if you have a therapist to make sure they're Christian, right? Yep. I said it. That's the truth though. That's how I feel. You know why? Because Ephesians 2:2, and then you're gonna do the same thing for the right side, right? Ephesians 2:2 says that those who refuse to obey God have the spirit of the devil working inside their hearts. That's what it says in the verse. And if you don't believe in Jesus' son, that means you by default don't obey God, right? Because that's like the first criteria. That's like the beginning of, right? Being God's child is believing in his son, right? Anyone. It don't matter if they your therapist, it don't matter if they your teacher, it don't matter if they your coach. If they don't believe in Jesus, it says they have by default the spirit of the devil working inside their heart, right? I don't know who that was for, right? And I got like 4 videos on that verse. So I'm gonna drop those too. Okay. And then I can really end the video because that's about it, right? After we get finished with this, that's about it, right? Oh yeah, put on some cologne. Cologne's good, right? Now you don't want to do too much cologne, right? And if you have a friend or something, ask him. Say, is the cologne too strong? And if you say yeah, or if you say no, or if you have a girlfriend, be like, is the cologne good? Is it too strong? Is it right? These are the best ways to find out. Or if you have a dad or mom, right? I know not everybody has that, right? If you have a dad or mom, ask them, right? In the shower, if you have a lot of hair, use shampoo, conditioner, right? And that's it. I'm gonna end the video. Hope this video helped you. I wanted to make this video because I don't know who I just helped. But maybe this is a step you needed to take before you started inquiring about a wife. Inquiring means like seeking and asking. And maybe God needed to instill this in you, right? He needed to do it to me. Like I said, y'all, my hygiene used to be bad, bro. I used to be insecure about talking to girls like up close because I didn't take care of my mouth and I knew my breath wasn't good, right? This is the truth, bro. And you know what I found too? That if you just pray to God and ask him, Lord, help me have better hygiene. Maybe you already did that, and that's why he brought you this video, right? I think I should be good after this. You see how I'm going a little bit faster now? Because it's very smooth down there. I have a lot of conditioner on my blade. I'm gonna show you the final product. Now don't get like a days gonna start just that's how you cut yourself, right? I actually think I left my cologne in Lubbock because I go to Texas Tech. So we're just gonna use this in a second. Oh yeah, I found the this is the Old Spice I was talking about. Oh, and it's good to have this too. Just have a pack of gum on you. Cause at least for me, I found personally, even if you do all this, there might still be times where you got dry mouth, where right? Or you go out to eat and you get like a burger or something and they got onions on it. You know how it be, right? Or let's say you right? Let's say it's late at night and you usually brush your teeth and do this around 9 o'clock p.m. And let's say you're still on the road or something and you're taking a road trip. This can cover you, right? All right, I'm done. Hold on. And voila. Ooh, you see me? Y'all know I don't be leading y'all straight on here, right? You see? Get you a rag. Right? And then I'm pretty sure you can use lotion for aftershave, right? So if you got some lotion, just right. Because if you don't use something like that, if you don't use aftershave or lotion or something, that's not good for your skin, right? If you just shave and leave. So make sure you don't just shave and leave it like that. Now, if you do, you could get away with it, but I just recommend you don't. Okay. And then this for right, just in case. Oh yeah, and then finishing touch. Now this is deodorant spray. So I'm actually gonna go over here and use something else. Y'all don't understand, bro. I used to be Mr. Stink Breath. I used to be, right? Y'all don't understand, bro. Look what God doing in me, right? And you can get this right here. This is some designer stuff, and then you just, right? There's nothing in here. Don't do it that much. I went I was trying to get one spray. Do not do it. If you do it that much, there's a good chance you done overdid it, right? But yeah, I'm good. Like, that's it. What is that? Some gut dog, and I'm not even gonna do that because it's not mine. Anyways, yeah. And there you good.